Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here. Welcome back to Formula One 2018 in our Haas career. We're headed to Germany. Just got done with Q1 and things are looking pretty good. Really close. The top 10 here, all separated by a second, actually the top 11, and just very, very close to the top. Car's been a little unstable, but quick here in Germany as we head over to Q number 2 to see how we actually stack up. None of the AI really put in a full-blown effort, I feel, until Q2. Interesting development notes. The Red Bulls have finally made a huge stride. Actually, I think I can look at this in here. Maybe. No, I can't. But yes, the Red Bulls have made pretty big strides in their development. The Mercedes has not had an upgrade to their car in over 4 race weekends. I don't know what's up with that. I don't know if it's because they're working on a collection of very big upgrades. There are such things as 4-week upgrades for the car. So yeah, I don't know if it's that they're working on those, that they are resource point starved. Like, do they have none to spend and they're just not doing any upgrades right now? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is there. Scary turn one. Yep, that proved very true. A little bit deep into there, but not too bad. We're looking for something in the 12s to be safe. Low 12s, preferably. The other thing that's interesting is the mid-pack's getting much tighter to the front pack. There's no longer this huge gap between the front 3 or 4 and then the rest of the field. It's much more even, and the mid-runners are basically tied with your Mercedes and your Ferraris right now. So it's not impossible. You could see a team like Renault actually surpass a Ferrari or a Mercedes and start to really move themselves up the field here soon. All the things we get to enjoy as a career plays through. I think you can probably tell that the car just, it doesn't seem too stable, it doesn't seem too happy here. But still able to put in a pretty darn good time.
Fantastic. That was the fastest lap.
That's probably going to be near the tail end of the top 10, but that should be good enough. Pretty much just what I expected, at the tail end of the top 10, but Red Bulls have come to life. They are in the 11s now, with Verstappen, not Ricciardo. So that's interesting. 12-1 from Magnussen, so that's the kind of area we're going to be aiming for in Q3. And let's see, a Renault and a Force India in the top 10. But other than that, pretty much business as usual. Alright, here we go, out for full attack in Q3. Very low fuel. I should have basically 1 lap run's worth of fuel. Should we really lunge out of that last turn? Okay, a bit more stable through turn 1 this time. That's good. I honestly feel like my Q1 lap was better than my Q2 lap. I'm trying to repeat that performance. A 13.2 as Magnussen's ease into it lap. Oh, that's about the best you can hope for the hairpin. 12.8 Ricciardo. Very nice right there as well. It's been a good lap. This is probably the toughest corner on the track, and we've done it. This is probably the weirdest. It gets very loose on the exit, especially in race trim. A little bit of a sideways moment there has probably cost us a few tenths. Ooh, not into the 11s.
That's the fastest lap so far. Well done.
I was hoping for an 11.9, 11.8 there. But that little bobble at the end probably kept us from doing that. I don't know that, other than that little bobble, I don't know that there's a lot in it. I could try to do another run, but it feels like at this point that's probably just too harmful to the car. So we'll see. If I drop down below like 5th, then absolutely I'm doing another run.
There's nowhere at all I'd rather be today than here at Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix. We have an incredibly competitive field this year, which means we should be in for a treat. And judging by the sea of people filling the grandstands, there's a fair-sized chunk of Germany that agrees with me. We're racing in the Rhine Valley this weekend at the home of many of the sport's finest competitors. The 2.8-mile Hockenheim ring requires precision through the technical stadium section and great raw speed down the long, flat-out curve towards the popular overtaking zone of the Turn 6 hairpin. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Red lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Verstappen, Kimi Raikkonen, and Bottas, Hülkenberg, Ocon, Alonso, and Charles Leclerc. Ricciardo, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Sainz, Marcus Ericsson, and Stroll, Hartley, Perez, Sergei Sirotkin, and Stoffel van Dorn, Magnussen, and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So this is interesting. Apparently there is some penalties afoot today. We are starting on the front row. Not many people went out and did second runs in Q1, leading me to believe that people knew they were going to be penalized. Ricciardo did qualify second and took a penalty back to like 12. But I don't know, something seemed weird about that session, and now that I see these penalties, it definitely seems that way. Even Magnussen didn't do a second run and just qualified 9th, but is starting at the tail end of the field due to penalty. Looks like it's going to be an interesting day. Sun, clouds, and then one little rain section there. Does it go full wet? Do we just stay on slicks in the rain? Who knows? Who knows? They're asking for 2 stops today, though. Ultras to soft to soft. I'm going to stick with that. Throw a little bit of fuel in, and let's start this race up. Alright, I think this should be a pretty easy start for us. As long as we can clear Vettel. Yep. Because we get priority for this turn that is totally single file. Boy, that worked out for us beautifully. I honestly was not expecting to start from pole position today. I thought we were going to be mired somewhere 4th to 5th. But I'm not complaining. This is nice. We've not...
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
We've not had a whole lot of this, and for this track too it's good because I wasn't feeling super confident in the car. I didn't feel very comfortable. So at least for the start here we have an easy go of it. Once the car burns some fuel off, it gets a lot better. Gotta watch it right there. That curb on the outside is super slippery. This whole stadium section actually is quite tricky, I find. Just not too comfortable through here. Vettel's gotten quite close to us now. There's absolutely nothing you can do right there, and DRS is not enabled yet. I'm really hoping that we manage to get through this race without rain, or at least without going to inners, because Boy, we've just had a lot of that recently, haven't we? And you all know how my wonderful computer setup handles that. Not well. Okay. This is good. Keeping it nice and smooth. Try and back off for this right-hander a bit. This, the famous sight of Vettel's 2018 season coming undone in one fell swoop, or one lazy spin. Ooh, a little bit loose out of there. Bringing my NASCAR turns in.
The pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Very short first stint here. The worry there is getting mired in
Kevin is
traffic.
really pushing hard now. He's just put in the fastest lap of the race.
Oh yeah, he is. Let's see if we can get him some points. It looks like he's already really far up the field, actually. I saw his white dot on the mark. On the mark? On the map. Yeah, that's the word. Those two are battling behind us. We're kind of rooting for Vettel at this point.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
No.
Understood, copy that.
I think Windows has changed my microphone priority. Again, that's what breaks the in-game radio, or the in-game voice activation. I have to manually select those. But no, I don't want to pit early and get mired in this traffic even more. I don't want to pit before the other front runners pit, really. Ooh, easy. Jumping those curves. My car is just not too pleased over there in the stadium section. Haven't really had any aero or chassis upgrades to the car recently. Been focused a little bit more on things to try and get the car to be a bit more overall fast, including the recent upgrade was to the brakes. So apparently the brakes have more potential energy, but that's only going to help me so much. You know, that only helps on situations where you can really get the most out of the brakes without locking them up. I pretty much always have the brake pressure dialed back on these cars, so I don't know how helpful that ended up being. But it seems like it would be in those situations where you're braking from like 8th gear to 1st. A lot of times in those I am actually nearly foot to the floor. And in turns like this, yeah, barely providing any pressure. I think one of the next avenues I'm going to take is trying to improve
this lap. Give us the best in lap you can.
Improve fuel efficiency and maybe some rear downforce, huh? I feel like we could maybe use some rear downforce. I wish I could actually adjust rear downforce in the race. The only thing I could do is peel downforce off the nose. I don't think that's going to help. Vettel on DRS here. I'll give him the outside if he wants it. He didn't even want it. Very late, but not enough. One thing that could happen here is Magnussen one-stopping, but he put in a real fast lap early, so probably not. I'd imagine he's probably on ultras.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Alright. As is this whole stadium section. Tricky pit entry. Because it's, yeah, way off to the right here. Anybody with me? Some people coming with me. A few. Not as many as I would like.
Go, go, go. You'll be racing on the
Excuse me?
exit.
Why? Why was that necessary
Speed
again?
now. Let's get some heat into those tires.
You just decided Hamilton needed to be in front, huh? Oh, I didn't even get DRS there. Cool. Cool. Yeah, fight him. Give him that spot. No, he did it. A big step in tires here when you go ultras to softs. You skip the supers. And yeah, that's a pretty big difference in grip. So there won't be any fast laps in this race until we get near the end, I presume.
Kevin is in the pits.
Pit this lap, looks like... I was wrong, I thought Sir Token was going to pit this lap, and he didn't. This puny little DRS zone right here. Gotta get you ready for this one. That's some bold defense right there, and Vettel's gotten ahead of us too. That was a terrible pit sequence for us. Because we got held for 3 seconds on pit road for reasons I don't fully understand. I want to run them down, but I don't want to run myself over pace.
The car ahead has come in and fitted the soft tire.
Thanks, Jeff. I just
Our
vetted it.
gap behind is 2.3 seconds.
I just vetted it real bad. Is this going to be the point at which our season comes undone? Still dirt on the tires. I couldn't get it to turn. I couldn't get it to stop turning.
Some information on Stroll. They have some kind of mechanical problem. Ricardo is the fastest man on the track at the moment.
I don't really even know how to explain what happened there, other than I missed my turning point, went to turn in, and the car wanted to get sideways, so basically just needed to take to the gravel to keep it from wrecking. I was worried, because I felt like the car just wasn't, it was too razor edge here. Not enough comfort, too much speed. Also probably a little frustrated from losing...
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Oh geez, that's way earlier than you said before. What even happened right here? I mean, it is a total pain of a turn because it's so blind. Very difficult to deal with. Like I just herded him out of the way.
Brilliant. Nice move.
Jeff was pleased. Let's try and get some points back here. I think we can do it. I think we can work our way back into the points. Car is fast. There's no denying that this thing is a rocket ship here. I'm just not able to drive it consistently enough, I think. Which I believe was a problem last season, too. And I should have recognized that and gone for a very different setup. But I didn't. I went for virtually the same setup. It's so tempting when you go out and you set fast times. You don't want to do anything to make it slower. distance pretty held up here. It's fast, but it's also real skatey. Going for the twofer. Technically a threefer. That is earning your paycheck. Get out of the way. Get out of the way. Block me. Ooh, I gave him DRS here. That was not smart of me. I think we still got him covered. Mostly. There's no way that car has the legs of this one right now. Do a little power saving here for a bit. It's stupid to even think about this now, but I wish I hadn't... Obviously, I wish I hadn't made the mistake at all, but I wish I hadn't tried to give everybody so much room and made the second mistake right here. That might have been the difference between an amazing recovery possible and a decent recovery possible. I think we only have a decent one recovery available to us now.
The gap to the leader is 13.3 seconds.
Judging by that. Should be an easy one. We got one blown up here.
Yellow flag.
Which means I can't pass. Who was that? That's one of the Renaults.
Okay, clear. Some information on Hulkenberg. They've got a serious car issue. It looks like
Let's
they're
hope the
retiring.
Renaults don't do that this year. I am recording this a bit early in the week because of some scheduling issues this week. But I have seen basically all the new 2019 cars. Nothing really of note. And we knew that was going to be the case. We knew 19 was going to be a Formula Evolution year rather than a Revolution year. The real disappointing thing is no revolutionary liveries yet either. Nobody's done anything particularly exciting. So let's hope that despite all of that, there's something interesting that happens on track this year.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. We're leading our teammate by 2.4 seconds.
Why though? That just puts us potentially before the rain.
Okay, copy that.
I don't know where 15 minutes puts us in the grand scheme of things, but I'm worried it would put us pitting right before the rain. Unless they're just seeing a lot of tire wear. And that's why they keep trying to pit us early. I don't think we really caused too much in our off because it was
The gap to the car ahead is
mostly
2.6 seconds.
just a trip through the dirt. So getting a lot of oversteer in the car, a lot of rear tire heat. It starts to build up over the run. Catching Botas here would be really big, but catching that ahead of Botas
Should be a few
would be
laps at
huge.
least before we start feeling too many tyre issues. They seem in good condition for the time being.
Good condition. They're not in good nick. I love it when you say they're in good nick. It's interesting that we're outpacing Magnussen. That really shouldn't be the case. He was much faster than me in practice, and at least Q1 and Q2, and then he basically didn't do Q3. I don't know what the deal is with that. Unless I'm just running a lot faster in the race out of anger. And trying to, like, make up for what I've done. Ooh, wow. That's what I need to keep doing, basically. P8 would be our worst finish of the season. Use DRS. Got to do some harvesting here. It sounds so bad to say that. Like, what? Harvesting organs or something?
We're expecting rain in around 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, so they pushed that out again. 10 to 15 became 25 to 30. So that's good. It's good to know you can never trust Jeff. As if we didn't already know. Alright, this is gonna get dicey.
Good pace. You're catching the car in front by a second per lap.
The classic run into the side of you because you're next to the move. We know it all too well at this point. I was ready for it. Braking late into there, trying to cover any attack. And now it's trying to scoot away. I'm really gun shy about that turn now. Which is good. No more mistakes. Rain would make that turn absolute hell.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
Seems like we're for sure gonna do our second pit stop before rain. Seems like everybody would. Which is good. Who is this in front of these two that seems to be holding them up? Maybe Verstappen? I know there was a McLaren mixed in here for a while, but I think they have pit since then. Ooh, buddy. A little dicey there. Let's not level it up again. I think I'm about ready for that pit window to be opened. Well, it is open, but I'm ready for the pit stop. We got 2 more laps for that. I'm impressed with my ability to refocus and calm myself down after the incident. That's something I've always struggled with. Something that used to bite me real bad when I was heavily into iRacing was I would make some small mistake or some mistake in the race, and I could never get back on track. I could never get focused enough again. A lot less pressure here than there, but still. Pit sequence has begun.
Hamilton is in the pits.
Let's hope we can
Pit window open.
change the
Let's
story
box
this
lap.
time. Well, this DRS is gonna help. That's not gonna help though. That is a huge draft. It's going over under. Yep. That was perfectly done on his part. I don't think my tires had enough in them to be trying to do that at this moment. That is not going to help us in the pit sequence. But we're going to be damn close to them.
Box this lap, please.
I imagine he's pitting as well. He's not. Interesting. Boy, I pushed it on the pit entry there. Okay, let's hope Hamilton was in traffic or something. Let's hope we can make up some ground here this time, or at least not lose ground. 2.2, a little bit of a hold. Nah, he's out ahead again.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
I don't know why we're losing time on pit road here. It certainly wasn't a sporty end lap. Could have something to do with it. Hamilton the mediums? Well, that's not going to work for you, my friend. I don't know why he's done that. That doesn't make a lick of sense. Especially if it's gonna rain. They must just have really bad tire wear or something. Really? Could you take up a little bit more track?
Kevin is in for his stop.
That had to happen. After that ridiculous move, it had to happen. I didn't realize he was getting ready to pit, but that was wild. Wildly silly. Bit deep there.
Okay, the gap behind is 3.3 seconds.
Look at the lead Vettel's gotten. That's insane. Raikkonen actually the big winner on that sequence. I'm surprised we're not closing on Hamilton more than we are, considering the difference in tire, but I think we'll get there. I feel like it takes me a lap or two for the tires to come in right. This is the section where I think the tires make a huge difference, so we gained a lot. Oh, there we go. I misunderstood the sequence here. Racketen hadn't pit yet, that's why he had the huge lead. I would rather pass on the straightaway than before.
Vettel's just moved into first place.
Okay, so we're actually, dare I say, within striking distance. However, it has started to rain. The sprinkles are here. And with 12 laps to go in the race, it's basically impossible that this thing's gonna end on slicks.
Caution.
Boy, the player not in a good place here. Okay, he got himself pulled off. It looked different on the map.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
This could be as early as next lap, I feel. We'll see.
Our gap to the car in front is 3.2 seconds.
I don't think my car is going to be very good in the rain. Considering it's been pretty on edge in the dry. My main target is right ahead of me here.
We're still happy that we're on the right tyres at the moment.
So that means next lap. That was huge. That might be a new world record. Longest hang-up ever.
Vettel's the race leader.
Okay. I mean, we're putting in pretty darn good time still. So if the rain stays like this, then we're probably good to the end of the race. But if it gets any heavier, we're gonna be in trouble. Here's the gap. I mean, we spun out of third place, so to get back to third place would be a hell of a day. Honestly, it's already been a hell of a day. I'm gonna lose a little bit of grip out here. Definitely feel like this was the preferred tire. We still have DRS.
Gap to teammate behind is 7.5 seconds.
Was that an attempt to get me to not have DRS? It didn't work. But boy, it felt like an attempt to do something like that. These conditions, though. No bueno. Okay, Verstappen is also on
Okay,
softs,
gap ahead is 2.3
so
seconds.
no advantage to us there. I do feel like I've been churning in some of the best laps I've ever churned in, at least at this track. Especially with the conditions like the way they are. So I probably need to just not push any harder than I am. Keep doing what I'm doing. I'm glad I took extra fuel because it seems as though calculations were a bit off. I think race pace has been faster than expected. Really? How many times has that happened to us here? I feel like that's happened to us many times before. But what a stupid ass move that was. That was stupid and ass.
I know these conditions are tough, but bear with it. I don't think the track is ready for intermediates yet.
For sure. But it's so greasy. Plus those. Man, I really, after the stop, I felt like there was a chance that we would catch Vettel. But it's definitely not going to happen at this rate. We'd be very lucky to catch Verstappen. I think maybe if the conditions hadn't changed, if it had stayed dry, we could have done it. But I've lost a little bit of my edge since the rain started.
The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain.
Okay, so that means likely no chance it's going to go inners for this race. But let's see if it dries out at the very end. 10 minutes is probably too long. But it's not going to get worse. According to that. Is Vettel on mediums? Because I feel like Verstappen's been catching him. Doesn't that feel like it's less of a gap than it was?
Okay, we need some energy harvesting. Reduce ERS deployment.
Try and get some organs. Maybe some Washingtons too. No hang-ups there, please. That's a terrible place for that to happen. DRS. This is the preferred way.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
That was much easier than I expected. Vettel is on softs. you're not on the edge of your seat now, you're probably not sitting down. Boop. Not here, not now. Probably not here either. All right. Now the pressure's really on. Oh. Nope, he didn't get in there. Nope. He's close, but not quite. Take it super easy through here. What are these back markers going to do? They both took to the inside. There was just a major collision behind us as the back markers continue to not know how to get out of the way. There we go. Hey. That was certainly good news for us. I feel like it's very possible Vettel has taken some damage there. He's going to be under attack from Verstappen. Yeah, those back markers just ruined that race for the lead. It is still very treacherous out here, though.
The tyre situation is pretty touch and go right now.
Yeah.
We think the slicks may still be quicker, but it's very close, and you're going to struggle to keep them in the temperature window. The
Yeah, I
inters
saw a little
are
bit
ready
of.
when you need them.
I saw a little bit of spray there. I think the track hit a point where it finally couldn't shed the water anymore. It's lost enough heat. Those two are going to have the advantage now, unless it dries out again. Yeah, a bit of spray right there as well.
Battery charge is high.
Oh yeah.
Let's increase ERS deployment to up the pace.
Let's throw this thing into full overtake down the straightaway.
We have 2 laps of fuel remaining.
Fuel's actually really close. I'm going to try and save some down the straightaway here while I'm using battery. Yeah, I think we're right at that point where slicks and inners would be about exactly the same speed. The sun is trying to peek through, though. This section here is probably the slipperiest. Just spray out the tires there. It skated out on me. Well recovered though.
We're leading our teammate by 14.1 seconds.
I thought that was less. I could really use it to dry out a little bit. keep it in lean. Probably doesn't want to be on the power anyway. Ooh, buddy. Very careful here. No curbs. They're wet. Concrete gets a lot slipperier than asphalt, especially painted concrete. Cute little slide there.
This is your final lap of the race.
Power down when it will. DRS is still enabled. I feel like we'll probably get it here. Yep. So that's good. That's a nice break. Glad I was on the brakes very early there because of the hang-up.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Shut up, Jeff. Fuck no. Literally no. I believe I just willed the car back on track there. It's not over. Tires are gonna be dirty here too. And it got super slippery there. Unbelievable.
Great job. You've done everything we wanted today.
I just got hit. Unbelievable.
A great win then for the Haas team today. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs.
Our drivers are making their way out for the podium celebrations, and it's going to be Haas picking up the winner's trophy. Congratulations to the entire team for coming out on top in that amazing Grand Prix. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Red increases their championship lead. And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
Let's give it to Kevin Magnussen. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Haas move further ahead at the top of the standings. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
I'm not mad. I'm disappointed in myself because I tried to give that race away like 3 times. But I'm happy that I was able to recover. I'm glad that that last little trip into the dirt wasn't the death of me. And a really good drive for Magnussen, actually, to come from 19th up to 6th. That's very nice. But for us to go from 1st to 15th to 1st is just a miracle. Oh, man. So many times I was ready to say that this race was over. Oh, buddy. Really, the first lap is completely boring. All the excitement happens much later and is deep in the replay. I'm a little bit more curious what happens back here than what happened up with me. Or, even more curious, how does this guy manage to weave his way through the field? I just had a terribly good idea for something to do for a different F1 season. Keep that one in my head for later. Okay, just sensible moves here. Nothing too crazy. Oh man, you remember my 3-car pass turn? That was something. That was right after the spin. Oh, I love it when the replay hangs up. That makes me super happy. Is that really all he got in lap 1? Wow. I thought it was more than that. He must have really started picking them off in DRS. Well, that is that. What a race. What a race. Still one more to go this weekend. Can I handle it? Find out next time here in Formula 1. Get 'em!